crucial topic that affects almost everyone. So my topic today is why disability issues are everybody's business. You may be wondering, why should I care? Why is this discussion important to me? Well, let me put it this way. Disability is not about them. It's not about just those persons with disabilities. It's all about all of us. And at some point in life, you may experience disability. So if you're saying that you're not going to be experiencing disability, that means you don't want to age. Because by the time you begin to age, it's either you're losing your sight or you begin to lose your ability to walk or your ability to hear. And that's why we're saying that it's everybody's business. Again, as a result of illness, injury, accident, or any other circumstance, these are some of the things that can actually bring disability your way. So disability is not about those who have disability today. It can happen to anyone. And the issues of disability, when we talk about the rights of persons with disabilities, is actually human right, and it affects every aspect of our life, be it economically or other aspect of our life. It affects it. So today I will be exploring why disability inclusion should matter to everyone, both government, businesses, policymakers, community leaders, and everyone, even you, my dear listeners listening to me this afternoon. So unfortunately, I supposed to have a guest that's supposed to actually discuss some of these things with me, but my guest couldn't make it for some reasons, personal reasons. And today I'll be discussing with you, and I'll also be opening the phone lines for you to also be part of the discussion. And first of all, let me just talk about what disability is all about and why you should show concern. So disability for me is actually means that because sometimes we look at it as if it's a medical condition or is it only about physical impairment. No, disability is all about the barriers that the society creates that prevent people, especially those that have impairment, for them living full and independent lives. The barriers can be physical, it can be attitudinal, it can be legal, it can be economic, it can be technological. Any way that these people experience barriers, that is what disability is all about. So it's all about you. It's not about those that have disability. Because when the person find it difficult to actually exist within the society, that's exactly where disability comes in. Let me give you an example. If a person uses a wheelchair and they cannot enter a bank because of there is no ramp or the doors are not the type that will make it possible for him to enter the bank. So the problem is not that wheelchair, but the problem is the lack of accessibility that exists in that bank. And that's what the person finds it difficult to enter. Another good example is that if a deaf person cannot access important information or what is happening around him because there are no sign language interpreters but on TV. So the problem is not that deaf person or the hearing loss. The problem is actually the communication barrier created by those who could not provide a sign language interpreter in television programs. So that is what it's all about. Let me also give you an example. If an employer refuses to hire somebody with a disability because of some stereotypes, the problem is not because of that disability, but the problem is the discrimination, the thinking of that particular person. That is where the problem lies. So these are some of the things that I say that disability is everyone's business, because you out there that discriminate against persons with disabilities, you are one of the major problems of what they are facing, because that's that attitudinal barrier that we are talking about. When you see someone with a disability and you look down on that person instead of encouraging that person, or trying to remove those barriers, or your thinking, those negative perception that you have about that particular person, and it's begin to you're contributing to what the person is facing. So when you talk about disability actually affect everyone, so we all of us contribute to what the person with disabilities are facing. And person with disabilities are among the minority group that everyone can become a member at any time. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a disability today, but we are talking about creating an environment that will make it so enabling for you in case you become a person with disability anytime, any day. So some unforeseen circumstances, bam, you find yourself as a person with disability. So it's not really meant for some people or those who have disability today. A whole lot of people who have disability, especially those with spinal cord injury or even those that lost their sight. Some people even lost their sight at very adult age. So it doesn't really matter how you find yourself today, but what matters is what have you been able to do to create a more inclusive society that everyone will exist, and everyone will have equal opportunity. So another thing is that we need to actually try as much as we can not to continue to exclude persons with disabilities, especially in job opportunity and also in education. So we have policy on inclusive education. We have to actually encourage that policy in order for us to have a more society that will be economic, that the economic growth and the social development will be achieved. So by the time we exclude this large number of people, we are talking about 35.5%, 35.5 million Nigerians who have disability, and we exclude them, we are not going to be achieving the what we need to achieve. And the majority of persons with disabilities are among those who are the poor within our society. So if we are going to be eradicating poverty, we are going to be addressing the issues of inequality, and we are not going to be addressing the issues of persons with disabilities, ensuring that there's a more inclusive society. Then all we are doing, we are just paying lip service to this very important issue. So that's one of the things. And again, a lot of organizations, you out there, also have a role to play in ensuring that we have a more inclusive society. Because sometimes people say, why does disability inclusion matter? Why must we talk about it? Who have the responsibility of making the society more inclusive? Yes, it's government, but it's still people that makes up the government. It's still people who come out from the societies that makes up the government. So by the time you have the right attitude and the right perception about disability, you'll be able to take the right decision to make life of person with disabilities more meaningful. Yes, government have a role to play, and their role is creating and enforcing laws, enforcing policies that will protect persons with disabilities and make life easy for them, ensuring that there's accessibility in public places, investing in education, especially inclusive education and employment opportunity of persons with disabilities. So, and again, government can also make sure that workplaces will be accessible. Then there should be a policy that will also encourage. Ordinarily now, they have a law that encourage employment of persons with disabilities, because Disability Act, the section 29 of that act actually say that 5% quota should be reserved for persons with disabilities when it comes to employment. Are we implementing that? For now, it's not being implemented. So that also should be what government should also look into. Then again, the communities and the individuals. So in your own role, all you need to do is that you stop discrimination first. Then again, you will challenge any discrimination when you see one. Then by adding your voice, that's exactly what is expected of you. By the time you are no longer discriminating, you also make sure that somebody around you don't also discriminate. That anybody around you, and you are in particular, should always treat persons with disabilities with dignity and respect. That is your role that you need to play, that to ensure that the life of person with disability, and again for us to achieve a more inclusive society. So just like we normally do on this program, we is not just participatory. I'm going to be opening the phone lines for you to also be part of this discussion. If you have any question to ask, you will be free to also ask your questions. So you can call us on 070 72 426258, 070 72 426258. Call us to make your own contribution to what we are discussing. So we're looking at that disability is everybody's business. So we are looking at why is it that issues of persons with disability should be everybody's business. So you can call us to also make your own contribution. So hello. Oh, we lost the caller. You can call us on 07072 426258, 07072 426258. So let's also be part of our discussion. So when it comes to issues of disability, one a very important aspect is also that we, on our own part, wherever you find yourself, you're a person who work with the government. So it's very important that you work actively to promote inclusive policies. Inclusive policies is make sure that every policies that you're putting out there should be the one that will also take care of the needs and the interests of persons with disabilities. That is also very important, because it's going to help to also promote the life of person. So sometimes some people ask questions, and they ask, why is it that we should focus on persons with disabilities alone, that everybody have a disability? Sometimes they even argue that if you don't have money, you have a disability. But I also tell them that if you can close your eyes for like 30 minutes and move around within your house, you find out, or you have first-hand experience of what a blind person go through on daily basis. Then again, if you decide on your own to sit on a wheelchair, don't be tempted to stand up when you have any challenge, and you wheel around your environment. Then you have a better experience of what wheelchair users are facing. So every other challenge that every other person is facing, persons with disabilities are facing the same challenges, but there's still some additional challenges that persons with disabilities are facing, and those additional challenges are the challenges that comes with disability, because of the barriers that the society have created. So that is one thing that you also should have in mind. So it's not about that person with disability who will always tell you the challenges that he's having, but for you to see it from the lens of that person, to understand that there's still several challenges that the person is going through that need urgent attention. It's very important, because most times we think that persons with disabilities are asking for so much. Why would they ask for 5% when others are still out there that they have no job? And I must have to tell you that there's still what we call disability cost. Disability cost is simply an additional cost that you must incur as a person with disability, because you need to get your wheelchair, and when you buy your wheelchair, when that wheelchair develops any fault, you have to repair that wheelchair, and the repairs comes always. So that's an additional cost that you're incurring. And again, you will not be able to make other means, other you can not be able to make use of other means of transportation, especially the cheapest means of transportation, because you because of your disability, you condition you have find yourself, you only resorted to using the most expensive means of transportation. If you actually mean to move around. Let me pick this call. Hello, your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My name is Victor. I'm calling from the six.
Okay, Victor, can make your contribution.
Yes. I want to thank you for the program as well now.
All right.
Yes. I have a complaint. That's why I called you.
Okay.
About 2 months ago, when I'm working on site, nail hit my left eye.
Hmm.
And when I approached an Indian hospital, I was hospital in Abuja, again village. They told me that something fell out of my left eye and current side. I will go for operation. I speak. I'm not seeing with that eye now, the left eye.
Hmm.
It's my question. If I can do your radio program, get in contact with any NGOs. Because I will need to know that because of this operation, not less than 650 to 800,000 naira.
Hmm.
I'm only seeing with my right eye. But what is happening now? That eye is being overweight.
Hmm.
Then I cannot see very well. Thank you very much.
All right.
From your six.
It's all right, Victor. I'll copy your number and call you after this program. Hmm? So that we'll talk more. Then I will see if there are places I can link you up to. Last number, please. Um, Again, just like so what Victor called to say is exactly what I keep telling you, that unforeseen circumstances, anything can happen at any time, and you find yourself as a person with disability. It's not that we are praying for anybody to become a person with disability, but these are some of the things that are bound to happen. Yes, and that's why we are pushing for a more inclusive society, a society that will accommodate all. That's exactly what we're saying. So issues of disability is issues that everybody should show concern in order for us to achieve a society that be more inclusive, a society that everyone should be part of. You can still call us on 070 72 42 62 58. 070 72 42 62 58. So again, some of the things I think you should also do in order for you to begin to have a, a change of attitude towards persons with disabilities. So the listeners out there, let me just tell you today that you can also be part of the uh, out of those one of those who can actually make that difference. One is, first of all, change your mindset. See persons with disabilities as capable individuals, not an object of pity, but those who are capable of also contributing to the society. Again, be part of. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, presenter. How is it?
Fine.
Hello. It's Manuel calling from South.
Okay, Manuel.
Manuel.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You can make your contribution.
It's Manuel calling from South.
All right, Emmanuel, go on and make your contribution.
If I'm not mistaken, I heard you talking about disability.
Yes.
Now, I see that the mother there, time and this time by God. Whether you like it or not. It's definitely not easy to take it. Also, thank you. Also, thank you.
Emmanuel, can you speak up so that we can hear you?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, your voice is better now.
What's up now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, very perfect now.
I say ability is just a permanent attack and design by God. So whether the government likes it or not, it's anything. So what I'm trying to say is that like the other foreign countries, don't differentiate themselves with them. See like sport, great sport, which is ability to go to sport, find themselves, maybe external life and others. But here in this country, everybody wants to have this body, everybody tries their best and keep their record. So I think it's high time people should not take reality. Other people about how to make more about the we just only in public, even in there are certain things that you cannot be wrong. I mean, there are some things that you take yourself, like sports activity, you never like.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you for your contribution. No, so you can see call us on 07072426258. 07072426258. So just like I was saying before a call came in, okay, so we have another caller. Hello, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Hello, your name and where you're calling from. Oh, lost the caller. You can do it to call us back. You can call on 07072426258. 07072426258. So, like I was saying before, that some of the things that you need to do as an individual. So, hello,
Hello, sir.
hello, your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my
What is your name?
Samuel.
Okay, Samuel from Lube. Okay, Samuel.
Yeah.
All right.
So, thank you for this program. I'm actually visually impaired.
Okay.
I've been visually impaired for like 4 5 years now. Yeah. So, I've been given an opportunity to get training from accessibility, maybe a writer, and also a trainer. I've not been able to, I need access to accessibility. I've also learned to use the computer. I didn't want to use my phone independently. And then get out my resources that will help me.
Okay. So what I would do is that I think I will get to call you after the program so that I can make some
Yes,
recommendation.
sir. What did you say?
I say I'll get to call you after the program, so make some
So,
recommendation.
sir,
Sorry,
this
Ferrous.
is also my WhatsApp number. In case you try to call me, encourage me, send me a WhatsApp. It's always easy that way.
It's okay. All right. So just like I was saying, that as an individual, some of the things that is expected of you is one is change of mindset. Second is be part of the advocate champion for issues of persons with disabilities, advocate for accessibility, advocate for other things that will make the life of persons with disabilities better. Then again, support inclusive policies. Any policies on disability, you actually need to support it. Then engage and try to be part of activities of persons with disabilities. As last, respect and listen to issues of persons with disabilities. All right, my producer is saying that my time is far gone. So All I can say is that in my closing is that what's an inclusive society is one where everyone, regardless of ability, have equal access to opportunity and right of dignity. So thank you for being there and listening to my program today. So we'll be here the same time next week. My name is Comrade Chris Abu. So just like I normally say, stay informed and stay engaged and stay inclusive, and let's work together to achieve an inclusive society in Nigeria. Bye and stay blessed.
Of any part of the body affects how